later.
It says disturbing Jonathan Majors text and audio released in court. It's just fake, and you have, I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. Okay, now time out. Why would this man be saying if you go to the hospital? What actually happened to her? I mean, if he didn't do anything, why would she be going to the hospital? As I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation even if you do lie and they suspect something. You see, look at now, he's saying even if you do lie. What does she need to lie about? Man. Woo, that sure was fast. That sure was fast. I mean, they dropped this brother with the quickness. Alright, so just in case you guys may not know what exactly I might be talking about, this is, coming fresh off the presses. Jonathan Majors dropped by Marvel after guilty verdict. So, you guys, I've been kind of slow on trying to touch this topic for a big reason. For one, I know whenever it comes to any of these, Me Too movements and all things of that sort, it's very, I want to be very cautious how I approach it, because I'm not one to be too extreme on any end, right? Like, I don't want to be the guy, because I see on a lot of other male content spaces where they just don't want to hear nothing that women have to say regarding any type of allegations. And then on the flip side, I'm not going to demonize men, because I do know there are a lot of false allegations. But when it came to this particular situation with Jonathan Majors, I was very slow because, as a black man, from one black man to another, I didn't want to believe it. And to be fair, I still don't know. This is what we're going to discuss today. I'm going to show you multiple evidence. Maybe you could come to a conclusion for yourself. But as for me, I'm so glad that I took my time. I'm going to just leave it as that. I'm so glad I took my time, because really and truly, some of the evidence, it really does look bad for the brother. It really does. But I do know I'm one of those people, again, I don't want to come out here and then say something and end up having to eat crow later on, because, hey, it just wasn't the case, right? But look what actually ends up happening, guys. So check this out. So, Jonathan Majors is out of a job at Disney because Marvel is dropping him from all projects in the MCU and cutting ties in the wake of his guilty verdict, TMZ has confirmed. Alright, now sources with direct knowledge tell us that the comic book movie studio, one of the Mouse House's largest imprints, will not be moving forward with the embattled actor, period. Wow. What that means, he's losing out on his key role as Marvel's big villain, King the Conqueror. Alright, and this is him. Now, this is really sad, right? Because if anybody doesn't know, which this is actually going to go into, let me just read it. That's a huge blow, seeing how he's already portrayed the character in one big Marvel movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, as well as 2 seasons of the Disney Plus show Loki. The second Loki season heavily featured King and his variants. Other versions of the big bad also played by Jonathan Majors, as did the aforementioned film. Alright, you guys, so again, this is not a good look, y'all. This is truly not a good look whatsoever. And just to fill you guys in, when this video first came out, and I'm gonna play it for you guys, right? When this video first came out, mad people were just like, nah. It's impossible that he did it. Clearly, he's running away. And let me just show you guys the video, all right? So you can check it out for yourselves. So, let me pause. Video released from Jonathan Majors' Manhattan domestic assault trial shows what prosecutors say. All right, so you can see him shoving, I believe her name is Jabari, into the vehicle. Was a violent encounter in the backseat of a car service with the Marvel actor's then girlfriend. Alright, now this is very weird, guys. Like, I don't know about you, I don't know why anybody would ever have to shove his woman in the back of the car. Now, if you guys been doing your research, I've done a little bit of research. Apparently, she looked in his phone, and that's the reason why, you know, I guess they got into an altercation, and he ended up, you know, trying to shove her into the back of the seat, whatever the case may be. I mean, you guys, I get it. Believe me, I'm one of those dudes. I don't believe, you know, women have the right to just, you know, put their hands on you, or just, you know, put their hands on your property. I get it 100%. But does it justify shoving her in the back of the seat? And I think this is the thing that a lot of dudes were not bringing up into the discussion. So a lot of people were just saying that, you know, somehow because she took his phone and was trying to check out text messages, that just somehow, you know, excuses the fact that he can just shove her in the back of the car. And I think that still sounded broke, in my personal opinion. But again, that's just me. So anyway, let's keep going. So I guess this is the altercation, and the video is blurry. It is surveillance. Grace Jabari and shoving her several times in the back seat. Jabari follows Majors out of the SUV onto the streets. Now this is where it gets comical, because you can see him running away. He pushes her, and then he begins sprinting off. Right? This is like something from a circus. Jabari chased him down several city streets after the backseat violence. Let me actually go back just so I can actually read it. Backseat violence, where she testifies the actor delivered a hard blow across my head and also grabbed her fingers and twisted her arm. Now, again, that part, there's several videos that has come out afterwards where apparently, you know, they saw her, you know, after that situation where she's clearly using her arms, her wrist doesn't look like it's messed up whatsoever. So what's the whole point in this, right? Now, again, I saw all these things months ago, and I still was patient. I didn't want to say nothing because, again, you just never know. So now here's some new information that has come out that kind of sheds some light on the whole situation, right? So here you have disturbing, and this is coming by way of variety.com, but it says disturbing Jonathan Majors text and audio released in court. I'm a great man and doing great things for my culture and the world. All right, so okay, so this is Jonathan Majors saying that about himself. Now check this out. Several disturbing text messages and audio recorded from Jonathan Majors' ongoing trial for alleged assault have been made public by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The newly released evidence, which was shown in court last week, is between Majors and his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari, all right, who accused him of assaulting her in the backseat of a car in March. The evidence includes text messages in which Majors threatened to kill himself and an audio recording of the argument in which Majors told Jabari she needs to act more like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. Okay, so anyway, if we just go down, let's go into these text messages. Now, let me just say this, right, you guys, because again, I'm not a fool. All right, check this out. What we need to understand fundamentally is that, you know, people can fabricate text messages all day. Does it necessarily mean these text messages are true? No, and that's the reason why till this day I'm still kind of hesitant to concretely say this man did this. You know, you get what I'm saying? I don't want to necessarily say this, but if the evidence is true, I mean, you guys gonna have to check this out for yourself. Just check this out for yourself. I can't make this up. All right, so look at the text messages, right? Hopefully you guys can see it. It says, it's just fake, and you have, I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. Okay, now time out. Why would this man be saying if you go to the hospital? What actually happened to her? I mean, if he didn't do anything, why would she be going to the hospital? Okay, that's one. Two, they will ask you questions, and as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation even if you do lie and they suspect something. You see, look at now, he's saying even if you do lie. What does she need to lie about, guys? Now, this is where it gets kind of weird because notice you can kind of see this black box. So they blocked out what Jabari had said in the beginning. Now, why would they have to do that? This is the questions I have. You get what I'm saying? Why is it that they don't want to reveal everything that she says? And this is why I'm still kind of hesitant as to what exactly happened. But the things that he has said, it still seems to incriminate himself, right? I will tell the doctor, this is Jabari speaking, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? You see, this, you guys, this sounds like a classic, this was like maybe a abused situation. It's like one of those things when the man beats up on his woman, and after that she ends up, with a black eye, and she says, "Oh, I fell down the stairs." I mean, that's pretty much what it sounds like. That's pretty much what it sounds like. I fell down the stairs, right? All right, so check this out. Check this out, right? I feel like you want to be together, as in to not embarrass yourself for everything you said to your friends and family. Last night, I considered killing myself versus coming home. Now, this right here, again, it is very clear to me that this man must have been dealing with something. I mean, for him to even say something like this, I was considering killing myself. I mean, this also sounds like a manipulation tactic as well. Like maybe trying to make her feel guilty so that she could just stay quiet. You said you needed love last night, and I put my feelings aside and tried to give you that. I need love too. Or maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just kill myself. This way of existence is miserable. I want to feel like, I want to feel, where did it stop? Horrible man and I don't deserve it and I should just kill myself. This way of existence is miserable. I want to die. Okay, so this is what he says. I want to die. This whole monster thing, I mean, again, it is without much context, it's really hard to know why exactly he said that. But again, it sounds like a manipulation tactic to me. That's just me just trying to keep it a buck. I know some of you guys really love Jonathan Majors. I thought this man was dope too. His performance in Creed 3. I mean, this guy was literally the next upcoming thing. You get what I'm saying? He probably would have been like the next Michael B. Jordan. And if he, maybe hunkered down a little bit more, logged in some more years, he probably could have gotten to Denzel territory. Who knows? But this right here, it doesn't sound like someone that's innocent. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a stack. This does not sound like someone that's innocent to me. Alright? So anyway, you go down. I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so. This is Jabari speaking, y'all. Alright? Or don't trust me to. I promise I would never mention you, but I understand your fear. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't want me to, this, again, it sounds like, just a scare tactic, just to get her to, like a gag order, to get her to shut up. You can't reject love if there is no real love. It's just lip service. I gave you love last night and this morning before I got out of bed. When you got up, you were not full of love at all. I didn't feel it at all. You could have just given me a hug or walked close to me or asked me if you could give me a hug, not the other way around. It works both ways. I will probably mill myself. It's not really contemplating anymore. Okay. Oh boy. I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I'm killing myself soon. I've already put things in motion. Man, this dude, what the hell was this dude dealing with? This thing is real dark. Anyway, so she responds, Jonathan, you can't say this. I'm going to have to call someone. I'm sorry for not hugging you this morning. I really am. I was sleepy and disoriented by the fact you thought I would break your necklace. I love you so much, obviously. What do you mean you've put this in motion? Right? You have a family, Jonathan, a mother and a daughter. What would Ella do without you? Don't do this to her. Don't even think these thoughts. All right, so that's the end of the text messages. Now, again, you guys, I really want to just hear from you. Again, this right here, it sounds fishy in so many different ways. It really does. Like, please chime in. Please let me know. Because this doesn't sound like someone who was innocent. Again, I understand you guys may like Jonathan Majors, black actor. He was doing his thing. But facts is facts. Again, that's if these text messages are true. But I don't think they fake. I personally don't think it's fake. I do believe they both probably have some issues. You get what I mean? Which is, that's not even saying much because everybody got issues. But theirs just so happen to be public. I think they both got their issues, but it seems very clear to me that she probably did, scuff her up just a little bit. I don't know if she necessarily broke her wrist. I think that's a bit extreme. That's probably adding a little bit of jelly on top. But it definitely sounds like, he probably did something. He wants her to shut up, And this just screams classic, abusive boyfriend situation. It just, that's what it screams of. I'm sorry, guys. It hurts. But I do want to leave off this video by saying this, right? Check this out, y'all. As men, it is of the utmost importance that you choose the right one. I'm going to tell you guys this again. It is of the utmost importance that you as men choose the right person. And why am I saying this? Because as a man, I'm sure you guys heard this many times before. I'm not saying nothing new. It is constantly preached that you need to focus on yourself. You need to hunker down. You need to be on your grind. Stay on your purpose. I don't care how you want to name it, but that's pretty much the message, right? So you do this, and everybody any real man will know what that actually means. What does that actually look like? I mean, if you take the school route, just to obtain your bachelor's, it's already 4 years of investment. Master's is about 6, etc., etc. If you take the trade route, it may be shorter, but you still got to learn that trade because it's at least a year, maybe 2 years. And then when you get out of trade school, you still got to start from the bottom as like an apprentice. You get what I'm saying? Before you can work your way up to a journeyman or whatever the case may be. You got to log in years, guys. So what's my point? Who knows how many years before Jonathan Majors got to this point where we all know him as, this dope actor. How many years did he log in behind the scenes trying to work on his craft, trying to build himself to the individual that he is? And you're telling me just like this, in a blink of an eye, because he saddled himself with the wrong woman, some, woman that was possessed to even, grab his phone. I mean, didn't that happen with Rihanna and Chris Brown? Right? She tried to grab his phone. And then she got beat down, which is, again, it didn't justify that. It didn't justify that. And you can see what happened to Chris Brown, right? This man everyone was saying it. He was going to be the next Michael Jackson. Everybody was saying he had the dance moves and he had the voice to probably be the next Michael Jackson. And once that altercation happened with Rihanna, was he still popular? Sure. But not to the same degree. Not to the same degree. So going back on Jonathan Majors, he built himself so much and all of it is torn down. Why? Because he saddled himself with some crazy woman who, I mean, he believed he had to put his hand, I won't say he needed to, but he felt the need to put his hands on her just to get her away from him. And literally like some damn circus running city blocks to get away from her. Running city blocks. You can't make this shit up, y'all. Running city blocks just to get away from this chick. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It seemed like if he did hurt her, it seemed like he wasn't trying to. It seemed like he probably was trying to, get this woman away from him. And then, just so to avoid hurting her any more than he probably already did. And maybe that's why he's calling himself a monster, because he made a mistake. to avoid hurting her even the more so, this man was trying to get away from her, run away from her. And it seemed like she was obsessed because despite the fact that she got hurt, she still was running after this dude. Again, this is like Stockholm Syndrome. This, if anybody don't know what Stockholm Syndrome is, it's when you love your oppressor. It's when you get beat down by some dude, right? And you still end up loving this dude anyway because you're obsessed. This is what this screams of. This woman was obsessed, but just because this woman's obsessed with you, that don't mean she's the right one, y'all. Y'all really gotta wisen up. Y'all gotta choose the right woman. Because the right woman, it says a wise woman builds her house. That's what the Bible says. But a foolish woman plucks it down with her hands. This woman literally just plucked down this whole dude's career. Now Disney don't want nothing to do with him. Man, that's a damn shame, y'all. Anyway, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the whole situation? Do you think that Jonathan Majors is, guilty? Do you think he's innocent? What do you guys think about this whole situation? Because me personally, I'm not going to lie. These text messages seem pretty incriminating. Anyway, with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is King, y'all.